about?
Stick that straw way over there on that side because, no, none of that either. None of that either. Not for another, again, about a week. About a week.
Hey peeps! Guess where we're at? Renew again. I live here.
I know, pretty much. You know, we have a room set up for you on the other side. It's stocked with champagne.
It's got my name on it.
You know, exactly.
So guys, last week we were here and we did a lot of threading.
We've been doing all the new 2.0 PDO threads.
Right. So we didn't film it because we filmed it before. Not the 2.0, but we filmed the threading before. So we didn't film last week, but today we're going to do more.
Because the 2.0s are the new threads now that we're using that have a cannula. So we've gone in on Theresa a couple of times now. We've come in this way to bring her face back here. We then came back in and did a little bit more to define the jawline. And then last week we also came in and did her neck. So we actually had a 23-inch thread that comes in this way, comes all the way around, and comes all the way back and pulled her neck all the way back, super tight. So it's really sharpening and defining that jawline that we've been working on the most. We're going to do a few things today. We're going to do some more threads, but this time we're going to do some smooth threads to help build collagen and tighten up the skin that's underneath the eyelid. So she's got a little bit of sagging, which is normal for anybody at our age, but you know, unfortunately, at our age, yes. And so we want to go ahead and try to lift that up a little bit and just smooth it out, help have those threads create some more collagen production and thicken up that dermis so that we can really tighten, give it a beautiful lift. We're going to also come in and we're going to do some around the top of her lip. So Theresa loves the big pouty lips, and sometimes you want to make sure that when you're doing pouty lips, you don't end up looking like a duck. And so we're going to go in with the threads to help turn the lip line up, and that way she'll have more show and the lips will look beautiful and pouty, but it'll also create collagen and smooth out the skin. So one thing I will say that looks phenomenal is your skin. Like, as we're putting more of these threads in, it's really increasing that collagen. It's really tightening up the skin. So the quality of your skin is looking absolutely amazing. It already has been. We really snatched back that jawline when we put in that last thread that we put in just this other day on Wednesday. And she's a little bit swollen. So you'll see she's got a little bit of bruising still, but that one thread that came in here, it's going to take another 5 weeks, and we're just really going to watch all of this continue to move back and really tighten up. And then we're going to finish it off with the Nefertiti. And the Nefertiti is where we do like a microtox. We're going to go ahead and microtox her from the neck all the way up around the jawline to really tighten everything up. So it's where you take Botox or Dysport and you do kind of a heavy dilution, and then you do very small sub-Q injections all the way down, and it just tightens and lifts and just, I mean, spot on, beautiful neck lift.
Nice.
Yay! So we're very excited.
Yay!
Yay! All right, we're gonna get started.
I don't mind aging. I just don't want to look like an old hag.
Exactly. None of us do.
Okay, I think I'm going to change.
Yeah, so Maria is new to the Renew team. We love her. Maria also is the national thread trainer. So she teaches the acephil threads, which are the threads that we use. So you can get threads from pretty much anywhere. We prefer to get ours from Italy, where we know that they're FDA approved. We know that they're made properly under high heat, high pressure. These threads that we're putting in right now are the smooth threads. So, you know, a lot of people, the difference between like the different types of threads, smooth threads don't have any barbs on them. So they're not meant to pull. They're more meant to fill. So when you have a transitional situation like you, where you have a little bit of a lip almost over that orbital bone, this will help fill in that little bit of volume, but also tighten the skin at the same time. Where the barbed ones that have the little built-in barbs to them, they lift, they tighten because they grab the tissue and they pull the tissue back. So this works for collagen stimulation as well as filling in volume.
These threads are also really great because they're super strong and much thinner and finer than most of the other threads on the market.
That's why your skin is starting to glow more and more, is that it's a lot of that collagen induction that's happening from having these threads constantly kind of, you know, agitating and bringing in white blood cells, which is causing that neocollageneticis. See how you can start to see it already, just starting to fill in that side where it doesn't look so, you know, turned out and puffy. And she's you know, Teresa's had a little bit of an issue with puffy eyes before. And fillers are not something that most people want to put under their eyes because there's just so many complications with fillers. Sometimes you can have a great result from doing fillers. Sometimes the filler will move or migrate down. Sometimes it becomes lumpy and it's hard to dissolve. So threads are a super safe way of adding volume underneath the eyes and even being able to go inside the orbital bone, which when you're doing filler, you can only go outside the orbital bone. You go only on top of that orbital bone. So it doesn't always give us that full correction of transition that we're looking for when we want tighter eyes. So this allows us to go in and literally tighten that skin up underneath the eyes so that it brings that eyelid skin up, giving that beautiful transition of youth.
Can you tell the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just put the little.
You can see especially here is more jagged and here is now more smooth. And you don't really feel it.
Hmm.
No, I couldn't feel mine either.
So the thing I noticed when we did I don't know what you call it, where we did all 8 things underneath the chin.
Yeah, the hammock under the
Hammock,
chin.
yeah,
Mhm.
it felt like
Right there. Yeah, perfect.
a cradle. Like
Yeah, it is. It literally cradles your chin.
felt like somebody was cradling my neck.
Yes, and that's the one thing. So one of my clients said she feels like her skin is hugging her face again.
Yeah.
You know, and she's 72. You know, so to have a 72-year-old say that their skin is hugging their face was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
how I
that's
felt
really
last
good.
week. I felt like something was just
Mm-hmm.
had a sling around my neck or something.
See how you're much
Right here.
poofier and pulled out almost this way,
Mhm.
to where now you're being pulled back a little bit more. You're a little
Yeah.
bit red too, and a tiny bit swollen. But it's gonna slowly now come together. Where you had like almost
Like extra.
extra skin, like
Yeah,
a little extra
yeah.
skin bubble right there.
Yeah.
It's completely gone.
Now you see the whole.
See how there's no extra skin bubble,
Yeah.
and especially on that particular eye.
Almost like I had an eye lift.
This is the bubble here that we were talking about, that we were able to go in and smooth out, where she had just a little bit, almost like a little extra skin right there.
And it was like a little poof, and I could never
Yeah, a little
get rid of
pouch.
it. Even if I put ice on it or hot rag on it.
Like you didn't sleep that well.
Yeah, and I'm like, what caused this? Can you see a difference, Fab?
Mm-hmm.
You're next. He's like, I'm so young, I don't need a check.
No, he is so young.
So if you were to remove my skin, I would just have this roadmap of threads all over my face. So about 30 years ago, that's why I ever wanted to put any filler in my lips whatsoever, was because
When you're done, I can do this
I was on this date, and this guy said to me, so, how long have you been a smoker? And I said, first of all,
Hold on a second.
if you knew anything about me, I'm in the health club industry. I'm a health nut.
Mhm.
Why would I smoke? Well, because you have all those smoker's lines around your lips. I was like, oh, date is over. And that's why I went and had my first set of injections in my lips, was because I was like, oh my God, why do I have these lines around my lips? And the doctor said, because you suck on a straw.
Yep, a lot of it's sucking and kissing.
And
Don't talk
sucking,
for a second.
and
so she
sucking
can
on a
probably
straw
finish.
is just like smoking.
It really is.
I didn't know.
You already can see it. Can you see her lip already turning up on that right side?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So see how much more pink you can
Mhm.
already see. And that's just using 2 threads. Perfect.
So little did I know, when you're sucking on a straw straight forward, it's like, it resembles a cigarette.
It does.
So then I learned how to put a straw on the side of my mouth. Just suck it.
Just from the sides. Look at that. See how much more lifted that one side is right now than the other?
I saw a bunch of it.
Wow.
I know. Doesn't it look really cool?
Wow.
It's crazy how it turns that one side out already.
Looks good. And painful.
And
Although nothing is more painful than having a kid.
do what?
Nothing is more painful than
Oh,
having a kid.
right? Exactly. People only knew.
Yeah.
But doing threads and injectables and things like that, you should always know that you should stay off of blood thinners, and a lot of people think blood thinners are only like ibuprofen, NSAID, something like that. Vitamin C, fish oils, your omegas, all that kind of stuff. Those are all blood thinners. And so when you go and get an IV full of vitamin C, then you're probably going to have a bruise.
Well, it was vitamin C, biotin, zinc,
Zinc and
magnesium.
a few others. I think zinc also also contributes to bruising.
That's just my daily supplements.
So it's good just to know to stay off your supplements for a few days, 4 days or so before, and 4 days after sometimes, because you can still bruise even after.
No, I'll take a bruise any day. I need my supplements and my antioxidants.
There you
Gotta
go.
stay healthy. Take a bruise for the team.
Take a bruise. So Jen is now marking Theresa for the Nefertiti, which is a new, very, very popular procedure that everybody wants because it helps to tighten the neck, sharpen the jawline, lift the jowls. So, I mean, it just gives this beautiful overall rejuvenation and tightness to the skin, to that neckline, and then sharpening that jawline at the same time. Jen's seen some pretty cool results, right, Jen?
Yeah, absolutely. People just are really ecstatic with the results that they are seeing from this. I had one lady that was going for a wedding, and she was just like, I just don't know what to do about my neck. I'm going. My ex is going to be there with his new wife. We have to have my neck in tip-top shape. And I was like, okay, let's give this a shot and tell me what you think. Why don't you come back in 2 weeks so I can see what you look like and see if we need to do any tweaking or anything so we can make sure that you're perfect for your wedding. And she came back and she was like, the neck is amazing. I can't believe it.
Ooh.
So now she's going to do a series of little micro sub-Q injections. And this is a combination of Dysport with
Just regular NS.
NS.
What's NS?
Saline.
Mm.
Sodium chloride.
So it
So what's
thins
the
it out
Dysport do?
basically. So the Dysport's going to tighten the skin.
Yeah, it just kind of works on,
Is that what Dysport normally does? When you have it injected somewhere?
yes, so basically there's these tiny little muscles called erector pili that go into each one of the little hair follicles. So it actually, what it does is it's helping to kind of disable those so that you're able to relax the muscles. It's just relaxing all of those muscles,
Mm-hmm.
so it just gives a tighter, firmer appearance to the skin.
Same thing like when you put Dysport or Botox in your forehead
Yes.
to get rid of the fine lines and wrinkles.
Yes.
This is the same concept, except for you're not going to paralyze it so much so to where you can't have facial structure or facial expression.
Right.
And then there's also just a really thin, fine muscle that lays over this entire area, your platysma, and it just helps to tighten that up as well.
Interesting. You walk out of here with all these needle marks on your face.
Nah, they're so superficial that most of them will be gone fairly soon. But it is a series of very tiny, very light sub-Q injections just under the skin surface, so that it helps to retract that skin, paralyze those little teeny tiny muscles that she was talking about. So it gives that tighter,
So it's kind of
smoother
like Botox
appearance.
or whatever, like you won't notice it for a couple days. Because
Correct.
normally when you get
Mhm.
Botox, you don't notice it that day.
No,
Takes a-
you'll notice it a little bit because we're putting fluid in there, so it's
Yeah.
going to look tighter automatically because of the fluid itself.
Got it.
But you'll see the tightening start to take effect in the next 3 to 10 days.
Got it. And does it run the same cost as if you were doing Botox in your forehead?
Pretty much, if you were doing a couple of areas, if you were trying to do like your,
Yeah.
the center of the forehead and along the sides. So
Right.
just depending on the neck, it ranges anywhere from $450 to $650.
Right.
But for people who don't want to go under the knife and want something, to kind of tighten them up and look pretty, it's just another form of facial rejuvenation, really.
Right. Just trying to show my viewers there's other options besides going under the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Absolutely.
I'm
and
holding out forever.
that's such a great point.
I mean, there's a lot of risks involved with going under the knife. You know, not only do you have to handle the anesthesia, and then you've got the downtime, and then if it doesn't come out correctly, you're paying another $10,000 to $15,000 to correct it. Getting down that center, because that's where most people see the most crepiness, is down the center of the throat. So this is gonna go, she's going literally underneath the chin to help bring back that jawline. And that's
Theresa
also
always smells so good. What are you wearing, Theresa?
Portrait of a Lady by Frederick Mall.
She always comes in here with just smelling amazing. Another thing that I really like to do for the neck that also pairs very well with your threads is Sculptra injections. Sculptra injections are also going to help thicken, tighten, and firm the skin. And they're done in a series, but they work beautifully in conjunction with threads, and we do a lot of that here for our patients.
So no exercising for the rest of the day,
Right.
no laying down for the next 4 hours,
Not a
no
problem.
drinking today.
Hey.
Boo!
No drinking out of straws.
Hey.
I know, for the next,
Hey.
at least a week.
Hey.
I know, you're
What
gonna
about-
stick that straw way over there on that side, because, no, none of that either. None of that either, not for another, again, about a week. About a week.
Eyes, lips, and neck.
Mhm. You'll have a little bit on
Bruise.
this side more than that side. This
What?
seems to be your bruiser side anyway, so it just blends
No,
with the
last
rest
time
of
it
it.
was right here. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Well, if you stop taking so many damn vitamins.
Health is your wealth.
That's fine. And Dermablend is your friend. Okay?
So vodka. So
Yes.
guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know some of you get really squeamish when we do this, but believe me, it's so easy. It's so much fun to do. Like I said, I don't want to look like I'm 21 anymore. I just want to be aging gracefully without having to go under the knife. So I think that's
Perfect.
enough said. So we're going to make sure everything is in the description box below on how to find Kat here at Renew. We're going to leave address, phone number, website, every possible thing.
Thanks. If they call and say that they saw you with Theresa, we'll give them 30% off.
30% off. You guys better blow up the phones.
And the number is 281-201-0101. Here, I have a sign. We made a sign just for you, Theresa.
And they're so cool here. They just treat you like family, and they
And if
just
you're here as often as Theresa, we'll give you your own bedroom too.
name on the door.
Exactly.
So with that said, guys, call right now, 30% off. Mention my name, Theresa Roemer. And until next time.